What is up, guys? Welcome to Tenacity Talks, episode 7. I'm here with Truly Native and
What's going
Waifu.
on?
Oh, what's up?
Guys, how you guys doing?
Man, I'm chilling, bro.
Not
Straight
too bad, just kind
chilling.
of vibing.
Yeah, man.
All right, Sean. All right. So I got a couple questions to start off.
Mhm.
So y'all are the Rainbow Six team and all that.
Yes,
so
sir.
Started off really how did y'all get into Rainbow? Like just first start playing it.
I've been playing ever since the open beta for R6, and I saw the E3 trailer, and I was ooh, this looks fucking good because I came from Call of Duty, so I was like, ooh, this looks like a nice competitive game. So I picked it up, played a few rounds, and I was like, I like this. Spent the $60 on console to get the game, and just ever since been grinding my ass off for the game.
All right, damn. All right, Waifu.
Oh, dang. I picked it up on console, I think in like year 2, if I remember correctly. I used to be a big MMO player. Like I played RuneScape, ESO and stuff like that. And I played some COD, and my friend was like, "Hey, pick up some R6 and try it out." And at first, I'm gonna be honest, I thought the game was dog, just because of how competitive the game is, and the community can be kind of toxic sometimes. So being a new player and level 1 joining into a game, having no operators, because back in the day they didn't have free operators. It was either recruit or you saved up for like 10,000 in-game currency to buy operators. So it was really a really hard game to get into. But I mean, yeah, year 2, and then I think I started playing competitive about year 3, year 4, something like that. So
all right. So you brought up Toxicity. I just want to that
Jeez.
I mean, it's the Siege community.
Siege is like one of the most toxic games.
I mean, it's not like
Rust. After Rust.
I mean, it's not like MW 2.
No, that's different. That's different.
Toxic.
Yeah,
but, I mean,
that's a whole different lobby.
But it's definitely it's definitely up there. I think in the tier list of being toxic.
Yeah, it's definitely up there.
I've always felt like toxicity in like those casual games, like MW2 and all that. Like that's fine,
Mm-hmm.
Like it's kind of come expected, and like it doesn't really matter because everyone's talking to each other, and like, no one really means it. But like in these competitive games like Valorant, or because I play Valorant, or in like Siege, like that whole toxicity towards your own teammates is a whole different thing.
Yeah, and for Siege, it definitely comes up a lot because everybody's trying to be like the next pro player. Everybody's trying to be a bolo with the fucking bolo lean and everything like that. And like, I'm not gonna lie, I do it a lot. But it's one thing to be toxic to your own players who are just trying to be better and just trying to win. But yeah, it is what it is, I guess.
I think one of the major things is definitely when you're like ranked, even playing ranked or something like that, like you try to help somebody out, and their egos kind of get in the way sometimes, and they're like, I don't got to do that. I don't got to do that. And they could be dropping 0 kills, and you can be telling, hey, you want to play some anchor and like let me roam. And they're like, nah. I'm gonna get somebody this round. A lot of it comes down to egos. I think a lot of people think they can come into the game and just frag out, and I think a lot of times that's not necessarily the
that is the thing with Siege. Like, you definitely have to be able to learn the game first and then hop in the game, because like you're not gonna just run in and gun like you would with Call of Duty because you don't know the game.
Does that toxicity carry over to the comp tournament play, like outside of like matchmaking?
I think it matters what team you're going against.
Yeah.
I think we've met some pretty respectable teams, like Hydrocore Gaming. We've played them a couple times.
Super nice team.
They're pretty vibe. But we've definitely gone against a team and kind of got smacked by them. And it happens, and just getting called trash after the game, which I mean doesn't look good on their image, but I mean it happens. I mean you just have players that know how to aim a gun, and they know a little bit about the game, and go in there and they frag out. I mean it happens, and then they'd be toxic about it. So
what about you guys personally? Like, are you guys toxic, or like are you only toxic to the motherfuckers?
We're only toxic to people who are toxic to us, but most of the time it's usually just GGs in chat, well played, nice shot, and just typical good sportsmanship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a competitive team has to keep an image. So I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
try not to be as as least toxic as possible. I mean, there's ranked games that we can be maybe a little bit memey and a little bit toxic, but I mean, I think there's always games like that. So
Yeah. So kind of completely different question altogether, but what's the meta like in R6 right now?
20 seconds. So basically the 20-second meta, which are like trickling down, is the 20-second meta is you basically have 20 seconds to have to clear out basically everything, or you have like the last 20 seconds to clear out everything on site and get a plant down and execute your entire plan. Because there's just so much utility that the attacker side has to go through in order to execute onto site and get a plant down or potentially frag out the enemy team. But yeah, that 20-second meta is a fucking killer, dude.
yeah, for sure. Definitely from when the game first started, the game's become really utility based for sure.
Yeah.
You have to know what operators do, and you have to know how they're going to be setting up and so forth like that, so you know how to attack it. So
I've heard that like I don't play a lot. I've never really played Rainbow, but I've heard and like watched I've seen videos about it, and I've heard about like how it really just is like when you're on the attacking side, it's kind of linear in how you're gonna approach because of all the util.
Yeah. It's definitely getting that way now. But it's starting to die down a little bit, just due to the devs changing some things with like certain operators, and everything like that. Because before, if we're gonna talk about anything, we should definitely talk about the Jaeger change that they did. And Jaeger basically has a trophy system, so he can block out two throwable devices, and he has 3 of them that you can place around the map to whatever you want to do. And not to mention the shields that you need to get past. It's just so much shit that you need to get through in order to actually have to either frag somebody out or have to execute on the site and get the plant down.
Yeah, they definitely done some changes even on defense. There's another operator, Womai, that's kind of like Jaeger. He throws these little like frisbee discs. They catch util and they
explode.
It explodes them basically. But they got rid of one of his util, which is his shield, to sit behind, which was a good change. And then one of the super frag heavy operators, Ash, they got rid of 3 of her flashes and then gave her an extra util on her gadget itself.
Yeah.
So instead of her having a five gadgets that could burn, basically, she only has 3 now. So that was one of those changes they're trying to balance things out, which was really good. It was needed. Ash with flashes was, I'm shocked it took him that long to actually take them away.
She was a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, it was basically because most teams, like how it was last season, was the 2 soft breachers was normally the Sophie and the Ash, which is one of the I would say hardest
fraggers out there.
Yeah, fraggers, but also just people to deal with. Because Sophia has 2 explosive charges, so that's like a wall and maybe a shield, and then Ash had 2. So it was just everything you could do with them. And then Sophia also has breaching charges, so now she can, do other things. So
yeah.
So
and then
they're
rework.
So they're just trying to get rid of the whole utility destroying type of thing.
Yeah, that, and they're trying to give the attackers an actual chance to execute on the site, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because
so it's kind of
just
hard
like
for them.
Yeah. It's been hard for both sides, really, because I feel as though the devs don't know which way they want to go towards Siege, whether they want it to be a complete util dump or whether they want it to be more like, like methodical, like play, like where you can see those crazy amounts of like plays and everything like that in the competitive scene. Because like if we're gonna look at any team, we have to look at I would say TSM or G2, even though G2 is kind of fallen down a little bit, but they have like one of the best fraggers on both teams, and that's, I wouldn't say I wouldn't say Pengu. Pengu's been plumped down onto a support role now, but Bolo's fucking insane. So is Achieved, and they're just great players altogether, and they just frag out hard as hell. But it's like they're getting rid of that immense amount of util dump for onto like on the site. So like the shields wasting, the fucking Malusi devices, like it's hard to explain if you've never played the game at all. But just trust me, like there's like a lot of util dump in the game.
It's not like a game like no offense to people that play like Call of Duty as comp, because like that takes a whole nother skill, you really have to have aim, I feel like, for that. But like it's not like when you're playing like a hard objective and you can like kind of throw a grenade, run in, and maybe get a quick pick off, and then your team's right behind you and maybe gets the other two when they start firing at you. If that makes sense. Where when you're attacking on Siege, you really have to know how you're going to execute, and you really have to have, it's such a call-out based game. And you also don't heal too. I mean, you have a set 100 health, unless you're playing like operators like Finka or Doc that kind of heal you. But Finka is only for like 10 seconds, I think, if I remember correctly. So other than that, I mean, you're set at like if you get shot like 2 bullets, you're down to like 50 HP. So, and now you have to play the rest of that, the game with that. And like there's been times that like we might have a player that plays with 5 HP but still wins it out just because of gun skill. So like that's the one thing that it comes down to call outs, because I mean technically if attackers are attacking and defense gets a kill and they keep refragging off each other, defense is going to win. But it's the same thing with attacking. If they frag and then refrag, I mean it's going to go back and forth, but at the end of the day it's going to be a 2v1 or it's going to be 1v2. So
all right, so that kind of brings me to another question I had. It was like what do you guys think matters more, the gun skill versus the IQ?
Gun skill versus IQ? I'm gonna be honest. I personally think you need a little bit more IQ than gun skill, because somebody who's never played the game and has immense gun skills is not gonna win. It's I mean they're gonna have that aim and they're gonna flick onto you. But at the end of the day, if you know angles and something that he doesn't, he's not winning that fight.
And even sights too, even setting up sights, because that's another thing on defense. I mean, setting up sights in a certain way is going to make it like a lot harder to push a certain door than it is going to be another door. So I mean, there's like operators like Legion and Malusi. Malusi slows people, and Legion, when you step in it's called a goo mine. It gives you a poison effect and it slows you. Right. So I mean, like if they're just rushing in and relying on their gun skill and they get hit one of those and somebody's laying down on the ground and they're aiming at like let's say head level, that the person that's probably laying down is probably going to gun them as long as they have some aim. Like I mean, if they have no aim, I feel like, because I do feel like you need aim in the game, but you don't need as much as you would like you. Like, I mean, if your aim goes from, like the left side of your screen to the right side of your screen, you're probably not going to win that gunfight against someone that actually has aim. But I mean, if you can at least kind of stay in that general, facility, everything like that, you should be able to gun them.
Yeah.
Just have an angle. Because R6 is a very angle heavy game, I would say sometimes.
Yeah, it's like one of those like, I don't want to say it's like CS:GO or Valorant, because it's like it's not really. It's more like closer, but yeah, it's the whole watching angles and playing slow and methodical, right? It's like one of the games.
I mean, the whole map is a lot of times destructible. I mean, you can go up top on a lot of sites, and there's characters like Sledge or Buck. Buck has like a shotgun that you can switch to as a secondary, and he basically can destroy the roof part like on some objectives. So now you have to watch, like we call it like playing vertical basically. So now you have to watch a vertical play, and you also have to watch like other windows,
horizontal plays, hallways, just so much shit to focus on, really.
just some of the angles people create. I mean, I've seen some pretty nutty angles. I know there's a YouTuber, Coconut Bra, which it sounds weird, but like he does some angles that like kind of makes me mad when I die from them, just because. It's like, okay, that's a really dumb angle. Like, why are you showing people this? Because now it's just everyone's gonna. like, and you can pre-fire, but there's some angles that you pre-fire, and if you don't hit their head, they're gonna gun you before you gun them.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
Speaking of angles, let's talk about purple tarps on Coastline. This man, Coconut Bra, obviously does his angles like strat shit, right? And the thing with Coconut Bra is he found this angle on Coastline called purple tarps, where you can hop up on this tarps, basically like purple tarps, right? And you could get this crazy angle into a literal site, and you could just gun people, headshots, get as many kills as possible. And the fact that they had to completely take it out of the game, well, not take it out of the game, but
they just made it so you can't
like,
hop
you
on
can't
top
do
of it.
it.
It's like an invisible entity, basically.
Yeah,
it's
so
transparent.
Yeah. But like the fact that they had to patch it, and the fact that pros used it in their lobbies is kind of crazy. It's just kind of weird that like what people can come up with in this game, and how many different like strategies can go into the game in order to bring you home the W.
Yeah, so kind of what you're saying along with that is like the game's like kind of always changing. Like there's always new stuff being figured out and all that.
Yes. The game is always changing. There's always going to be some new type of meta out. There's always going to be some new type of new thing to do or new thing to try out. Like, honest to God, like with the competitive scene, you can try something on the fly, and it may work out and it may not. Or you could change something else, and it just end up working out, and then you try it again and it doesn't. The game's always changing. Like. And that's one of the things that I love about the game.
Yeah, even with strats too. I mean, definitely with every season, which is I think like every 4 months, right?
Yeah,
every 3 months, something like that.
Yeah.
They've been coming out with map reworks too, of just going in and reworking maps, and some maps like that were really bad in comp that no one like ever wanted to play like in competitive or even in ranked in general.
Yeah,
became a good map. Or even maps that were good in comp and were good in ranked became bad maps because they messed them up a little bit. They were trying to make them better and they kind of ruined them.
Yeah.
Even with operators too, they've been starting to kind of rework operators. Some of the operators that you can't really you don't use as often. Their gadget is kind of outdated, I guess would be the best way to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the year ones, Chichanka, he used to have a turret that he would be able to sit back. And had a shield in front of his face, so no headshot.
Well, actually, not in the beginning of season.
Not in year one. He didn't actually have a shield, but they gave him that to buff him, and he was okay. He was more of a meme operator, I guess. But the reason he wasn't good was because
he's a stationary target.
Target. So you could either play vertical underneath him, or you shoot at his legs, basically.
Yeah.
Dead. But they gave him a new gadget, so his turret is now his LMG primary, and then his gadget is like this grenade launcher. As when you shoot it, it does these little like fire pockets, basically, which is like area denial, basically.
Yeah.
So it really improved him, and his pick rate's actually gone like up now. So that's
really good.
That's a big change compared to because now you have a whole new gadget. On an old
whole new operator, really.
Yeah,
God.
Basically, yeah. But you have to focus on things like that. And normally they drop about 2 operators, so like that could change up the whole meta too.
Yeah.
When Melusi came out first, she was pretty busted,
broken.
Her gadget's bulletproof, so you had to use an explosive on her basically.
Mm-hmm.
And the radius was just through the roof. So I mean, just things like that. That could change up the whole objective in general. Or even the whole meta.
Yeah.
So another thing, because you kind of brought that up, we were talking about it, how he changed from from season 1 to now, or year 1 to now. So like you've been playing since open beta, truly. And, this question for both of you, would it like how's the game different now? Like how does it play different from back then and now?
I would say from back then to now, people aren't like, I guess, crouch walking around corners as like it's more like it's become more of like a run and gun type game now. But it also plays a little bit more like methodically. Like you actually have to use your brain. Like you're not gonna just just run in and just be like, oh shit, I got 1-2 frags. But at the end of the day, something can still happen, and you can still end up losing, even disregarding those 2 frags that happened. But there's a lot of changes that happened from year 1, season 1 to what we're going into now, year 6. That's going to be happening. Like for instance, like they want to be able to add like 100 different operators. They're at 58 right now, which is
100.
Fucking yeah.
Yeah, they're 100 operators, and we're already at 58, and the game is already so gadget reliant now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of like League of Legends level characters.
Yeah, exactly. But I really hope that they do get to that 100 mark. But seeing the game now, like it is like it's rising in its popularity, but it's also declining when it comes to the competitive scene, which is really sad to say. But it's just people don't want to see that 20-second meta anymore. They want to see people pop off and go off.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, do you think like the whole util meta and when you said 20-second meta is kind of making it like more boring to watch the game?
It is. It definitely is. Like when I go back and I see some of our old games that we played, and I'm just like, wow, we waste so much time getting rid of gadgets and just trying to clear shit. It's boring, but it's fun to play.
Yeah.
But like it's just so boring to watch. Like when I watch like competitive Siege, I'll only get hyped when somebody makes a crazy amount of play. And that's, I don't know, like probably like I want to say like 10% of the game, because like you have the prep phase, which for competitiveness I think is 30 seconds, right, waifu? 30 seconds?
That or 45.
Yeah. So the prep phase is where the defensive team can obviously prep up for the attackers to come in and fuck their life away. But so you have that, and with the camera angle, it's like an overhead down camera angle, like type deal, where you can see what the attackers are going to be doing, how they're going to be setting up to prepare for the attackers to get into sight and like try to execute. But like I think that shit's so unnecessary. Like in between that, maybe have like a side panel where like you see the casters talking about what they're doing or something like that. It's just unnecessary stuff in my personal opinion.
I mean, I personally, I kind of agree with that. But at the same time, I think like, and this sounds weird, but if you take games like League of Legends, Smite, stuff like that, like a lot of the MOBAs and everything like that, I mean, those can be really slow-paced games until you start like actually getting your items. So like, I mean, but like League of Legends is like their pro series is like super popular.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I think that one of the biggest issues I think comes down to the maps. I think if we had more, I think if they actually made more maps season to season.
Yeah.
And they were actually kind of focusing a little bit on a more of a competitive stance. To be like, okay, so if they actually attacked through here, would there actually be a gunfight? Just forcing gunfights.
Yeah.
Instead of forcing people to sit on an angle. I think that's what slows the game down so much, because then you're getting less fights and you're getting less, okay, who is going to get the better angle, basically. Yeah. Because I mean, like there used to be a map bank, basically. It's still in ranked, but they took it out of comp just because basically it was becoming such a stale thing to watch on competitive. It was
same thing with Border too.
Yeah, Border too. Same attack, same defense. It hasn't really changed since like season 3, and so forth like that.
Mm-hmm.
To like how you're attacking and how you're defending it. I mean, maybe some different util here and there, but same old. I mean,
same like premise.
Yeah, same default plans, same where you're like
Mhm.
mostly operators even too.
Yeah.
And so just having the same maps, I feel like kind of drags the game out, I guess.
Yeah.
Um,
I definitely feel like Siege would definitely benefit from advertising their competitive like stuff more often, because like with the whole SI event, which is the 6 invitational where they can invite like certain teams, which is actually going on right now. But they just like invite certain teams out in order to be able to like play and qualify, but it's so like regulated and so controlled. It's just like you see the same like death threats and or not death threats, but like the same like threats, like such as like like the pro level teams. And it's just it's becoming stale to watch to players, or well, to viewers, I mean.
Yeah.
I do. Oh.
Yeah, you can continue.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, I do think that they really should make comp more open than it is, to actually give new teams a better chance of actually even going against pro teams. Because like I know, like I've seen some like really nutty players, like way better than I am personally, in gun skill and just how they think. And that I've gotten to like even some champion league and stuff like that. Like one of our friends, Sarky, he played for a Canadian team, and they were grinding through, but they kind of stopped just because it's you get there, but it's hard to really get past that level, if that makes sense. So I think if they made it some smaller tournaments that lead to bigger tournaments, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Kind of how Tekken does a little bit, because you go to smaller tournaments and then you can make your way up, basically.
Or
actually,
even Call of Duty style, like where
even
they have
Call
like
of
the
Duty,
like the Twitter tournaments that they do like all the time.
Yeah.
Like they would definitely benefit from that, I think.
just to get your name out there in general too, because
Yeah.
there's probably like not just us, but like there's probably several teams out there that are like definitely probably like on Pro League, and I don't feel like we're on Pro League yet, but like there's probably definitely some teams out there that are like pretty nutty, but since people don't know them, they're never going to make it to that next level.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that makes it hard, and I do feel like if Siege wants their Pro League to grow more, they definitely need to be thinking about a different way to advertise and get some new faces in there, because new faces would also kind of help out, just not just from like how they kind of how they play, because a lot of people have different play styles. I mean, you have like Chala and stuff like that can shotgun pump somebody from across the map. I mean, that man hits shotguns like it's no other. And then you have Bolo that can rush into a site and pick off 4 people. So it's just things like that. I think that makes watching the game more interesting, because you see these different players, but when you see them all the time, and like definitely TSM right now, TSM like they have a pretty good team.
Yeah, for sure.
And you see them a lot. I mean, to be dead honest, but it's kind of the same old stuff. I mean, you have their 2 heavy hitters really. And if you don't have anybody that's actually able to challenge them, which other pro teams practice so they can challenge them, but at the same time, adding some new faces there, I think would add a fresh scene on the comp.
Yeah, exactly. Just like when Disrupt Gaming got into Pro League, like they were popping off and everybody hopped on the bandwagon. Like people left like TSM stands and everything, just left like TSM like outright and were like, oh yeah, I'm a Disrupt fan because of like how good they're playing. Like that's what I want to see. Like I want to see like new teams hop in and absolutely shit on those top teams, because it like like it's an underdog. Like you're always gonna either root for the underdog or you're gonna root for that top team. So like if you're rooting for the underdog and you're like, oh yeah, dude, my team beat your team, fuck you. Like it's just like in regular sports. It's just better that way, I think, in my personal opinion.
Yeah. I definitely think with esports, I definitely wish they would kind of be in a little bit more colleges too, which sounds really weird, but like I mean, you have football in almost every college. You have volleyball and stuff like that, but like esports is still at the level where people don't take it serious, I guess. Even though people make bank, like they make some money off it. I don't think they think it's childish, I guess. So I really do kind of wish that some people would, not necessarily like even just in general, it's like Siege included, but definitely try to push that agenda and actually get out there. Because I mean, there's some people that aren't good at. I mean, I played football and I played soccer and stuff like that. But I mean, I enjoy playing video games way more.
Way more, yeah.
So I think there's that. I still feel like there's that competitiveness, and I think there's still that big area that people could definitely get into games. I mean, like I said, including R6. I mean, if you had more areas to actually get into an esports team, then it would grow a lot of pro leagues for sure, even semi-pro.
A lot of colleges are picking up esports teams now, actually. Like it's really like increasing. Yeah, like there's more and more colleges putting into that, and like scholarships are being given out for it too now.
I haven't looked at the statistics. It might be where I live. I live like in the middle.
Shit. Let me hop on that real quick.
Yeah, give me a scholarship.
Yeah.
So
for real.
Yeah. But and I think there's also like some high schools have esports teams now too. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So it must have been growing since last time I looked, but
yeah.
But it is growing.
I still do wish that they would kind of push that agenda a little bit more.
And,
even a little bit more.
And another thing that you guys kind of brought up about the whole about the what's it called, about the like the pros in Rainbow Six, is that like I hear this a lot with all the other a lot of other games with what's it called, with pro leagues. They're not getting a lot of like there's not enough advertisement for it. Like it's not getting out there more than it. Yeah, because like no one ever knows about them unless they play the game. Like that's really it.
Yeah.
Like facts. No, like I mean, when was like the last time that you sat down and like was watching TV and you saw an R6 ad on TV, or even like a League of Legends ad? Like the only time I ever see a League of Legends ad is on YouTube.
I constantly get them on YouTube.
Yeah,
YouTube
like all the time.
or Facebook, dude. Like I'm scrolling through Facebook, next thing you know, there's a fucking League of Legends ad. Like, hey, go check out this tournament.
No facts, and like,
but like they do. That's why it's so big, because like they're the only ones who are advertising their stuff, really.
Yeah,
exactly. That's another reason Valorant's grown, because that's another reason Valorant's grown too. Is just they advertise on YouTube a lot too.
Everywhere.
So, I don't understand why R6 and a lot of these other games don't they just don't do like commercials. And I do think if they did open tournaments, I think that would help a lot too to get the name out there.
Same thing with Valorant. Valorant's also doing the open tournament type of thing because they announced how they're going to do their tournaments, and there's going to be like I don't remember exactly how it went, but it's like split into different things, and like it's like a challenger series, and like you can play in that, and if you do well in it, then you can move up. It's just like
Siege has stuff like that, like with like the Open Cup series on Face It, but like they don't get any love, and they're not streamed. Like if you want like somebody to enjoy your content or enjoy like your esport, you have to stream at least a majority of those matches. Like when we were playing in the Total Series Cup a few weeks ago, or I guess like a month ago, it wasn't being streamed. It was the first couple games were just bullshit games that were just with like bullshit players. It's like it's frustrating that the fact that they don't want to give out this amazing content. Like once you get past those first couple of teams and it gets harder, that's when it becomes a good show to watch, in my personal opinion.
I think definitely for teams that are also like they're trying to get into that competitive scene, I think like R6, just like said, having a lot of smaller tournaments, just helping some of these smaller teams. Because I mean, in general, if you help some of these smaller teams and they actually grow big, they're going to be helping the R6 community, because they're going against better teams, and now you're getting views for your game, and more people might be like, hey, let's go, try to play that game, or you're doing sales because people have to buy the game for one, and then there's skins in the game, so I mean, overall you're making you're making a revenue. So I mean, in general, if you help smaller teams, I mean, you're gonna get free promotion for one, and you're just streaming. I mean, it's not like, I mean, you got to pay the people that are casting, but that's what like semifinals and finals, like really streaming, not like every game, but it's just things like that. I mean, I think they definitely should work out a little bit better way of how they do tournaments, for sure. I think that's with a lot of esports though too. I think there's a lot of esports that they should try to definitely work it out, so some smaller teams have a little bit better chance of actually getting somewhere. I mean, and playing it.
It's kind of, the whole esports thing is kind of strange in how it works, because like, like you guys aren't getting, like, your game isn't getting enough attention, and like in a ton of games that like are made to be competitive aren't getting pushed hard enough by their devs competitively. And then there's games like and there's games like Smash, which is fully, Nintendo hates that Smash is competitive for some reason. Like they hate it. Yeah, they like.
He's 100% correct on that. But like they have all these smaller tournaments, and people still
they have locals.
Yeah, for sure. Like that is facts. It's like Smash is like is huge. I mean, since like GameCube days. I mean, shoot.
And Nintendo's like trying to shut down Smash Melee tournaments.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, even with Pokemon tournaments too, which sounds weird. That sounds really childish, but like even the competitive scene of that, they even have the smaller tournaments that lead into the bigger tournaments. It's really like, as long as you're good at the game, it's really easy to actually climb your way up. Small, which is funny because there's such, like, they have a player base, but like compared to like a lot of the other games like R6, Smite, League, Dota, everything like that, it's so small in like comparison, but they do such a better job of getting of doing these locals and everything like that. Like there's people, like there's kids that you're like, that man's like 10 years old, but like his name because he he plays like Smash, or he plays Tekken. Like I've seen some like 10-year-olds that play like Tekken that have cleaned up some people, and it's just like that makes me excited for esports, because it's like, if you have kids that are that good at that age, imagine what they're going to be at like age 18.
Exactly.
And like I feel like Smash is the only real exception to like the whole advertisement thing, because I feel like Smash is the game in and of itself, like you kind of know at least one person who's in Smash no matter what.
That's facts.
You're gonna know. It's not like, because it's just a big crossover game. It's not like Rainbow or Valorant where it's just like all new. If you're going to play, if you're going into playing Smash, you know the characters, at least like two of them. Like everyone knows Mario.
Yeah, like everyone knows Link. Like, come on, bro. Like,
so you don't really need competitive advertising for that.
That's facts. But they still advertise it. That's just the thing, though.
They don't advertise it competitively, but Nintendo advertises the game. Period.
Just like in general, though, like just the normal like advertisements. Like that's all the game really needs is like, hey, new characters dropping. Like the game, because like I've noticed on Smash that the game will kind of start like dying out a little bit, but then a new character comes out and it like skyrockets again.
It's the memes.
Yeah,
it's the Smash memes. That's what carries it on. It's the memes. Like, come on, you think they're gonna put Steve in Smash and it's not gonna be all over the internet?
Bro, he's actually busted. Like, no cap. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that man's down is like, it's filthy. Like, get off.
Anvil, dude, it's insane.
It's crush. It's fine, bro. I just play Kirby and I'll just cuck and suck you, bro. That's all I do. Like, shoot, give me Kirby all day long.
I hate you already. Like, just for playing Kirby.
Oh, Kirby's a great character. I love Kirby.
I played Jigglypuff. I play like the second worst character in the game.
Jigglypuff is like, okay, if you're good with Jigglypuff, I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna tear into somebody. Like, I mean, you hit that sleep, like,
rest, it's
over.
Insane.
Yeah. I mean, God, I mean, it does like what does it do, like 70 or something like that damage?
It does like, I think it does like 40, but then like it goes 40 and then it does like slow damage up to like 60.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
But like it'll kill it, like it'll kill anyone at like 40%. It's insane.
And then she has where she puffs up and she can float, and then
she doesn't have
and
a
then
normal recovery, but she has like 5 jumps.
5 jumps and rollout, because you can jump and then do a rollout and get like you're on
And then
again.
you have the air dodge, which is like a 6th jump. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Nah, Smash is fun though. But
No, I
yeah,
enjoy
like Smash, like you don't need like that game like self-sustains itself. But like that's the only exception to that, because everyone knows Smash. I feel like, or everyone knows a character in Smash. Like not everyone's gonna know Rainbow Six Siege, and everyone's definitely not gonna know a character in not everyone's gonna know a Rainbow Six Siege character. Or what are they called? Operators? I don't know what they're called.
Yeah, operators. Yeah.
Operators? Not everyone's gonna know a Rainbow Six Siege operator.
Yeah. So Matrix said something in the comments that I'm looking over right now.
Yeah.
And he said, I think Call of Duty is doing good with challengers, but they have issues with competitive COD with the no anti-cheat.
Is there literally 0 anti-cheat in Cold War?
Like I don't know.
I wouldn't be shocked.
I don't
heard
know.
Cold Wars has so many issues.
I don't know, but like it just brings me back to Siege, where like every single game, well, not every single game, but like close to like the end of the season, there's gonna be at least like maybe like 1 or 2 cheaters every other lobby, and it's just so bad. Like just get an intrusive anti-cheat and this won't fucking happen. Like like as bad as it is.
There was that whole thing about that one pro. This I know about. That one pro who was accused of cheating.
Oh, Shaiko?
Oh, Shaiko?
Yeah, and he's just better than everyone. He literally just better than everyone.
No, okay, Shaiko is nutty. I'm sorry. Like, he was gonna have a big ban, but just the proof that like the community actually brought to like defend him was, Moss had so many issues when it like first came out.
It still has issues.
And yeah, it still has issues. That's another thing with R6. It's like the Moss's you open it up basically and it captures like screenshots of your computer and the backgrounds, basically code and everything like that.
Yeah.
Just make sure there's nothing, cheating and so like that.
Yeah.
And Shaiko, if I remember correctly, had like one of his keybinds set to something different.
Set to 4. He had it set to 4. And he was playing fucking Hibana. And like the bad thing with Hibana's gadget is once you deploy it, you can't really trigger it right away. So he's literally mashing his fucking 4 button to get it to work. And they're like, oh, 4 for 4. He has macros. No. He doesn't have macros. He's just that good at the game.
But the thing with that is like he was good that season, but since he got accused with like cheating, and they didn't even like, that's another thing with R6 too. They didn't even give him a probation or anything like that. No. It was a flat ban. I think it was going to be for like 3 years, like that, wasn't it, or 2?
And I think 3 years, and then
they knocked it back to 1 just because all these people were like, "Hey, Moss is glitchy. You can't be doing that.
You can't just rely on this one single anti-cheat that doesn't even work fully."
Yeah, facts, and that it crashes all the time.
Yeah.
So that I think that's one issue. Another issue with R6 too that they really need to like figure out. But I mean, he came back the next season, like the year after,
with a vengeance, dude.
With a vengeance, yeah. The first team that they faced had Pengu on it, and Pengu was actually the one that accused him,
and got him banned.
Yeah, and got a ban basically. Shaiko came in, jumping out windows, basically spawn peeking, rushing, anything he can do just to destroy this team. I think he dropped like 27 kills. Which you don't also casually do in a game.
Yeah. Like you just don't casually do that unless you're actually playing casual. Like
facts. Yeah. I mean, he tore into a pro team, and I think that's one of the things that's another thing that makes that could make Pro League interesting, is just something
stupid,
something dumb like that that you're not expecting, that somebody comes back and just cleans up. I mean, absolutely just filthy.
Yeah. Like why doesn't any game have a good anti cheat? Like why are the devs always far behind the hackers?
I mean, they could.
Because,
I mean, honestly. I
They're
mean,
hackers,
like,
man.
Yeah, but like
like
I
they
feel like
gotta be ahead.
it's gonna be back and forth, you know. Like it's always gonna be back and forth with the whole anti-cheat
Yeah.
hackers thing. But the hackers are always like 20 steps ahead of the anti-cheat.
no, I get you.
Yeah.
I think the one thing I do like about CS, I'm not a big CS player, but I do like how they have a community thing that where the community can actually
Yeah.
go back and look at videos.
Mhm.
I think if a lot of games did that, it would help out.
It would help
Because
out a lot.
R6,
The Overwatch
yeah,
system.
because the watch system.
Yeah.
Because R6 right now is if you played against a cheater, you get your elo back. Basically.
If he was on the enemy team.
If he was on the enemy team, yeah.
If he's on your team, you lose all that. Well, no, you don't.
Even if you like, well, it's funny because even if he's on the other team and you actually beat the cheater, the system can't detect that, and you lose your elo even if you won.
Yeah.
So
It
if you
just
lose,
Sucks.
it just basically resets it.
Mhm.
So which is nice, but sometimes kind of annoying. But I think if they had a watch system, I think that would really speed up the process of just cleaning out people. Because I mean, you could like flag a game and be like, hey, yeah, this man was kind of sus. Like really sus. I mean, you might want to go back and look at that, and then the community be like, yeah, that man's really sus. And I think it would help the devs be like,
a lot.
oh yeah, in fact, get that man out of here. And it would help them, I think, do some patches better. Get people out of just banning people in general. I think would just help. So,
do you guys think pros actually like cheat? Because you know how like in CS:GO, like every like week there'd be like a pro would be accused of cheating or something. Like, do you think pros were like these esports pros actually ever cheat, or it's like really like only the handful?
I mean,
I know in CS:GO there is one guy that actually cheated, and like he just got outright banned. I think he was like like an esports team for like India or something.
Yeah, no, he was
I think
on
it was part of
Optic. He was on
Faceland.
Optic.
Optic, yeah, and he just got outright.
He was just straight up cheating.
gone.
Yeah.
I remember watching like a little clip about some video games like that. I think people that play the video game more, and this applies with like Pro League, I think are actually have a more likely of cheating, even if they're absolutely good at the game. It's just the temptation, I think, mostly because they know the game so well that they could actually get away with cheating if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
I mean, like when you play a game like super competitively, I think there's a certain degree of where like, yeah, I could definitely get away with this if I wanted to. And I think it's just that temptation sometimes. And like I said, a lot of pro leagues I don't feel like actually need to cheat, but it's just like, I mean, I could, and get my, get my face out there more,
Yeah.
Like I think there's always that temptation. Do I think every pro league is, players cheating? Nah, not really. I think they're just kind of nutty.
They're just good.
But I think I definitely think there's always that chance. I mean, I think even for semi-pro people, I think, if they play the game enough, they're like, well, this could help me get the edge over, get my name out there and stuff like that.
Get me into pro league,
I definitely think definitely think that it could be definitely way more likely for somebody that plays the game more to actually cheat than somebody that just got into the game, like brand new on the game. So.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like, I don't know. Cheating just always has been this massive problem in games. Like really any game, period.
Yeah.
Like, and there hasn't really. They've been trying to do stuff to like all these devs are trying to do stuff to go against it, and like some of it's kind of out there. Like remember a long time ago when Fortnite first came out, they straight up sued this like 15-year-old kid for cheating.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I remember that article.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never heard about this. Enlighten me. Let me hear it.
when Fortnite first came out, when it like first blew up, they sued this 15-year-old kid, I think, for cheating in the game for some reason, and they sued him for millions and millions of dollars, just like using him as an example, like don't cheat.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense, but like, dang, yo, he's like 14 years old. He doesn't have money.
Yeah.
and I doubt and I'm gonna be honest, I doubt his parents have 14 fucking mil.
Yeah, like there's no way. Yeah, like there's no way. Like no one who's cheating in video games has enough money to do that.
Yeah.
And you think a 15-year-old kid knows what he's knows the repercussions of what he's doing when it comes to
Hell
cheating
no.
in the game.
Hell no.
Yeah,
I
like a ban
nah,
in and
nah.
of itself would probably scare him away from cheating for the rest of his life anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Just ban him. Who cares?
Yeah,
Maybe like a
think
permanent ban. Maybe have him like create like a brand new account or something.
yeah,
Yeah, I think the biggest issue with like esports cheating is like, I mean, everything's like electronic, and if it's something's electronic, you could hack it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always gonna be a code issue, or there's always gonna be a backdoor, you know, or some way to give you an unfair advantage. And I think even in like normal sports, I mean, you know, I mean, you take like steroids for instance, like that's bans, but I mean, what's stopping somebody from, you know, doing it still until they get caught? I mean, there's I think that's something that we're always gonna have to like deal with. I mean, it sucks, but I think that's just how it is at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I think the best thing they can do about it is, you know, just pay close attention, you know, to people and try to fix the issues as the best they can.
yeah.
So,
well, like in China, I know this for a fact. In China, like, you know, the Chinese government, they will do whatever the fuck they want. If you cheat in like PUBG in China, you get like jail time.
nah.
I'm
No
dead serious.
way, dude.
I'm
There's
dead
no
serious. I'm
What?
dead serious. You'll get like
Is
jail time for it.
Is PUBG even like competitive anymore? Like
In
I
China,
don't like
in China, it's
just,
massive.
just in China.
In Asia,
Oh,
PUBG
really?
is massive.
That's
No
crazy.
way, for real, bro. Because
Yeah.
like,
I
because
remember
like
playing
It's
PUBG
actually
back in the day.
PUBG Mobile
Yeah.
now. PUBG Mobile is like even bigger than normal PUBG there now.
What? That's crazy.
No, because it's
That's-
like it's
yeah,
like
dude,
a
that's
you know
sick.
because it's like what's it called, like there's poor areas in those countries, and
Yeah,
like,
but
they
that's
can't
still
afford a
crazy.
PC, but like everyone has
I'd
a
be-
smartphone, so they play on the
I'd be
smartphone.
expecting
Yeah.
like League of Legends to be like, you know, that game like in that kind of area, you know.
I feel like League is big in that area. Like
I do
like,
feel
I
like
know
what
what
you're
you're
talking
saying,
but, like,
about.
Yeah,
It's huge
Definitely,
in that
just,
area.
just hearing like PUBG is like, you know, big, you know, I was kind of, you know, expecting
it's not as big as
like
League,
some-
but like it's big.
yeah.
I feel like
some
PUBG
other,
would be
like
like
some
a
other game, just because of how like I never felt like PUBG was super, you know, competitive.
Yeah.
Competitive,
It
yeah.
had so
nah.
many
Battle Royale games aren't really very competitive because
So,
it's a whole like luck thing, you know. That's what I always thought.
It is luck. It is luck.
Yeah.
Like 100% luck.
Yeah,
Just
you
like
can't-
Apex Legends.
yeah.
Like Apex Legends is
Mhm.
complete luck. Like you know, like if you drop, you land with literally nothing,
Mhm.
and you get a body shield. You get like a few nades, and boom, you're stuck with a P2020,
Yeah,
and now you can't do shit. And somebody else has a fucking R301 or R99, you're dead.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I always thought that, like these like Fortnite when that whole, like wow, they pushed that comp scene insanely and it blew up. But
Nah.
but like
Fortnite's
fun.
Fortnite's
Fortnite's
way
fun.
bigger.
Like yeah,
I-
Fortnite's
I-
fun.
I don't
but like
like
it's not a
Fortnite.
good comp game.
I don't like Fortnite, bro. That game irritates me so bad. Like, you can have the most nutty aim in that game, but if you can't build, like, you're not
You're-
winning any gunfights.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, you're
It's
done.
the most irritating thing ever.
Yeah, no, that's why I think it's fun. I don't play a lot of Fortnite. You know, like I barely ever.
That's
play
exactly
Fortnite.
what Shroud was saying too. Like,
Yeah.
Shroud was saying the exact same thing. Like if you can't build in the game, you're not good.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, dead honest.
You have to know how to build. That's just really it.
Yeah.
But like the whole like comp thing with Fortnite, that was insane. That whole kids made millions of dollars, and they had that whole massive tournament in a stadium, and it's like it's not even that good
Yeah.
of a comp game. You know,
It's not.
that
It's
fair.
not like, and it's not fun
I
to
don't even-
watch.
I don't even think it's that
No,
good of a
it's
game.
not.
I think the only reason Fortnite actually blew up because it took the place of Minecraft. That sounds really weird, but like I think Minecraft died out and all these kids were like, well, we got to have a game to play.
Yeah.
You know, and Fortnite came out, and that was kind of like it came out like I think right when Minecraft was dying, and all
Yeah.
these younger
That was
kids
before
basically
Minecraft
pushed
came
it.
out. It came back.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think there is older people that play Fortnite. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I think I think it can be for anybody, but I think the biggest of their player base is definitely younger kids.
Yeah,
No,
for sure.
100%. Yeah. Well,
So,
it's kind of
I
like I don't know how to say this. Like I want to say, maybe like when like MW3 Black Ops 2 were out, like it was a lot of little kids playing that game.
Yeah.
a
Black
lot
Ops
of
2
kids
was
playing that
great,
game. Wait, what'd you say?
Second.
I think Black Ops 2 was the jam, though. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh no,
with
that was
you.
a great game. It was a great game.
That
Black
was
Ops
a
2
great
was a
game. Can we
great
just go
game.
back? Can we bring Call of Duty back to like that
Those
era,
times,
please?
yeah.
Yeah.
Black Ops 2
like,
was
I don't
like
know,
the
man.
end of them doing new stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'll be honest.
give me
Like
the
I
stuff.
personally think one of their better games was Call of Duty Ghosts. A lot of people give.
I
like,
like Call of Duty Ghosts too.
Some
Oh, bro, I hated Call of Duty Ghosts. That game
But for
came
what
out.
reason though?
That game frustrated, bro. I
Like,
hated the scopes in that game. I hated the health
I
in that game.
love the scopes,
Yeah.
dude. Like how
Oh,
fast you
I
would
like
die, bro.
I like
I
the
played
quick
that
time to
game
kill. Yeah,
competitively.
that's what I'm saying. Quick time to kill. That was it was something.
Not
That's the reason
for-
why I like MW so much.
I hated how fast you died. It would be it's the most frustrating. Like I'm a hardcore player too, so
Yeah.
like you'd be playing hardcore in that game, and one bullet
No,
would
you
kill
die
you.
instantly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's instant death. You couldn't play hardcore like ever.
Modern Warfare
like,
was
four-
fun, except for the campers. The camping in the game was
Yeah.
absurd. But
Oh,
everything
they-
else about
yeah.
that game, that was fun.
I think Call of Duty tried to make Modern Warfare more like than like the remake right here. They try to make that game way more like Battlefield. I think they were
Yeah.
trying new things.
With the ground.
And
war.
I don't
that's-
think
and that's
so.
that's just not Call of Duty. Dude, there's so many campers in W2. I remember like when you played Search, you know, you have people that would either go for a ninja defuse, you'd have people that would be sniping. Like there was
Yeah.
so much variety in Black
Yeah.
Ops 2 of what you could do.
Mhm.
The meta now is almost everyone runs silent step as their thing because it speeds you up and it makes you silent. And there's always a gun meta. Like there's always a gun. Like I remember when the FAL came out, that you could like if you're playing hardcore or even normal, you could shoot like through like 5 walls with that gun and it would kill
Wait.
somebody.
In Modern Warfare?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ASVAL. ASVAL.
Yeah, the ASFAL was
Yeah, that
broken
gun-
when it came out.
It was like
Yeah.
literally no bullet drop off through walls, no matter how many
Yeah.
walls you shot through.
Yeah, and it's still broken. Like they said they fixed it in like quotations, and that gun still shreds people. You could 1v5 somebody and put 1 bullet to each person, they would
Yeah.
die.
It's not shooting
Yeah.
through. It's not shooting through the entire map though. It's not shooting.
It's shooting through
buildings
2
anymore.
walls though. I've
Yeah, it's shooting
shot
through
so
2
many
walls,
times.
but it's not shooting through buildings
Bro,
anymore.
like come
remember-
on.
I remember that when the meta came out, people ran snapshot grenades in the ASVAL, and that was it. And that's all you'd come up against.
People still do that,
That's
dude.
annoying, bro.
It's the most frustrating thing ever when
Yeah.
you're playing that game.
And you would wall
I stopped
you
playing
would
the
get
game
wall
really
banged
early on.
through like 3-4 walls.
It's even more frustrating in that game too. Like you'd be like, because like they have like it's not like the normal maps because they have so many different buildings and so many different doors
Yeah.
that you could be pushing through like a small room and there'd be somebody just chilling like
Yeah.
in a corner,
Mhm.
like waiting
Yep.
with a bouncing Betty, shotgun, and like whose idea was it to bring Dragon Breath into the game? Like honestly, get that out of
facts.
there.
That's
Get that out
facts.
of there. Like that is the most. You have to be the most trash player to use Dragon Breath. I'm sorry. Like,
if
But
I
Dragon,
up against-
wait, hold on. But Dragon's Breath was inside of World at War. You can't say that.
World at War was a garbage game.
World at War was a
Whoa!
What are you talking
Whoa!
about, bro? What are you
Sorry.
talking
I don't like World
about,
at War
dude?
either. I haven't
World
liked
at
the Call. I haven't liked the Call of Duty game since Black Ops 2. I'm not even joking.
No, World at War was the OG
World at War
one,
was
wasn't it?
good. Yeah.
It was okay.
World at
It was
War-
okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. It was okay.
No, we're not talking about World War II. We're talking about World at War, like.
Yeah, I
trailer.
know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're
Oh,
talking about. Yeah, I know what
yeah.
you're talking about. Yeah.
Oh shit! Damn.
Damn, bro. That's
But
crazy.
I'm gonna get so much hate for that.
Controversy.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, dude, you're about to get some flack right now from
Bro,
me,
I
from me
was-
personally. 'Cause, like World at War was my fucking jam, dude.
I was
Zombies? Oh, whoo, great
I was
game.
a big Call of Duty fan, but like, yeah, no, I wasn't like a big World War fan personally.
Yeah, the Twitch
bad.
chat hates you right now.
Yeah,
Dang.
nah.
Okay, yo, can we
Yeah,
bring that
nah,
back real quick?
Yeah,
bring that
nah,
back?
dude. Just lost all respect. Holy God.
Dang.
Uh,
Okay, let's just go talk about some MMOs now. Like maybe some people will like me about that.
MMOs, I'm hella excited for New Worlds. Hella excited.
I don't play any.
I
MMOs.
cannot. Yeah, like I think that's the only game that I'm really excited for is New Worlds. But other than that, there's nothing else that really excites me other than Siege, and the new seasons coming up. That's about it though.
What about
Dang.
you guys play Cyberpunk?
Nah,
because I've
dude,
heard
I
that game is
haven't-
absolute trash.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
Like, my
they
cousin-
literally- they
My
literally
cousin
had to
loves that
refund
game.
it.
My cousin loves that game. I played it. I did not enjoy it. I played like maybe like 90 minutes of the game, I'm like, I don't want to play this game anymore. Like, I'm just not enjoying it. So I refunded it.
It was super hyped up for no reason, bro. Like they
Yeah.
had too many bugs for like a game that was supposed to be in development for 7 fucking years, and right off the bat, I already know that's a fucking lie because games aren't in development for 7 whole years, dude.
Yeah.
That's lies. No, that's lies. Because if we're talking about if we're talking about MMOs, dude, some of those MMOs are like in work for several years.
But
this is
it's
a single
not.
player
But like,
game.
yeah,
But they're going to be adding multiplayer. They said though, so it's probably in the code to do multiplayer.
Oh, maybe.
But it had so many because the whole reason that they pushed it was because the people that were funding it were like, yeah, you gotta get this game out. I need my money. That's why the developers pushed it. They were actually going to take a little bit more time to actually send
that's
it
how
out.
it always is. The publishers like always push it. Like all these AAA games never come out good now. Like they never come out polished. Like Black Ops Cold War. I hate to say that. That game runs like shit.
Does it really?
Yeah.
That game does not run
over it.
well. Yeah. Like Black Ops Cold War, like the graphics on that objectively worse than Modern Warfare, right?
Oh, 100%, dude.
Yeah.
It looks like a fucking mobile game. But
when I stream Modern Warfare, like when I'm streaming that game, I'll get like 110 FPS. But if I'm streaming Black Ops Cold War, I just can't. It's unplayable.
Damn, the optimization though.
I know they gotta fix it. Like
that's a lot of games right now. I think
Yeah.
like video games have gotten to the things where people are like, I need to make a quick buck instead of making a quality game, and that's not just like that's not even in shooters. That's even in MMOs. Like there was about 2 years ago, like MMOs almost died out because of all the trash ones that were coming out.
Yeah. Like why do you think like why do you think every good game that's being pushed out now that like makes big news, they're all indie games?
Yeah.
Because
fucking Among Us blew the fuck up. And that game came out so long ago and blew the fuck up because of content creators. And and it's literally a fucking indie game.
Or like Minecraft, literally Minecraft.
Yeah.
That's facts too.
Yeah,
especially
Minecraft.
with the new update coming out. Ooh,
yeah.
supreme.
I mean like Undertale, like a long time ago, that blew up like crazy.
Yeah.
There's one guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Because these people make games that they want to be good instead of games that they're trying to make money off of.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember a game called Hollow Knight.
Yeah, Hollow Knight. That's an amazing game too.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Somebody actually like some people don't know. Like I mentioned that game. They're like, what's
I haven't played it. I haven't played it, but I've heard a lot about it.
It's so good. It's an indie game. It's a 2D indie game, but like
it's one of those what's it called? Metroidvania games, right?
Yeah. It has a great music track. It has a great storytelling to it, and even though it's a 2D game, some of like the little animations that they have in like the background are like stunning. It's like it's crazy. I got so many rewards for it. I think it like several like a couple years ago. I think it came out in like what was it, like 2018 or something like that. 2019.
Yeah, that game went big. That
game
did
it was
really
like
well.
I remember so many different people like talking about it and everything like that. It was a great game.
Or like even with Nintendo, like Nintendo's a AAA studio, right? But like there's a reason they don't announce their games until like a month they're gonna come out in a month. You know, because they work on it until they feel like it's ready to go out. We'll announce it now for a release in a month. You know, they don't announce it a year in advance.
I think that's why Nintendo's like is still as big as it is too.
Yeah. Because they make quality.
I mean, they do make. They definitely
90% of the time they make quality.
I mean, the Switch could have been a little bit better. Like the console.
Yeah.
Like, you know, a tad bit better.
The Switch Lite's.
Yeah, that's pretty top notch.
Yeah. I like it.
But yeah, a lot of the games for sure that they come out with, I would say were pretty top tier.
Yeah.
I like definitely comparing it to like a lot of like games that come out like on Xbox and PlayStation stuff like that, and even PC too, because there's some absolute trash games that come out for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of trash free games, dude. You know, like I'll be scrolling through them like, dang, yo, what can I get for free? Nothing.
There's only like 3 good free games you can get.
Yeah.
3 total good free games.
I'm gonna be dead honest though. There's like sometimes that like a free game pops up and you're like, that's pretty fire. That's pretty good.
Yeah, you know, like Fortnite, you know.
Oh, by the way,
yeah.
if y'all want some free games, Epic's doing like a whole like 14-day thing, all the way through Christmas.
They've been doing that.
But
Really?
it's not. You know how there's a list that leaked online a
Yeah.
while ago? That's not the right list. We're not getting those good games. We're not getting Fallout 4.
What
We're
games
getting,
are
like-
they coming out with?
We're getting like games. Like it was like City
games?
Skylines.
He
I got like
said
City
games game.
Skylines. It's not AAA because like on the leaked list apparently because it was everywhere on the internet. It said like we're gonna get like Fallout 4 for free, Witcher 3 for free. We're
Somebody
not getting
said-
those games for free.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if they had a good game on there because I remember like a while back that they had GTA 5.
Yeah, no,
on
the
there.
first like
Yeah,
the first like
I
4 or
grabbed
5
that.
games they gave out for free.
Yeah,
They were
they
good
had some
games.
fire games.
They
Yeah,
were good
for
games,
sure.
yeah.
So like, I wouldn't be shocked if there's a game here and there, you know, like because yeah, I remember opting into. I was like, okay, I see you out here. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I think I'm gonna end it now because we really went over time. But
Oh, so shit.
no, you're chilling. I had fun talking.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, dude.
big
Hell
old
yeah.
mouth.
For sure.
Yeah, nah, we just talked
But,
too much. My bad, guys.
No, you're chilling. But yeah, I want to say thank you to Truly Native and Waifu for coming
Thank
on the
you.
stream, coming
No
on
problem,
the
brother.
podcast. I really appreciate it, guys. It was hella fun talking to you all.
Oh,
And,
yeah,
um,
dude.
And
too.
I want to shout out Bears O Tiffany 2319 and My Three Kiddos 81 for following.
Nice.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks for the
Yeah,
follow,
I'm in the
guys.
stream here. Thanks for coming on, guys. Peace.